Here are Acting Up's top 5 audition tips for kids. Tip number 1.
Be prepared. Wherever you can or whenever you can, be prepared. If you're going to audition for a play or a musical, ensure that you have read the script, glanced at the dialogue, know the scene that you are being expected to perform. If you're auditioning for a musical, so for example, if you are auditioning for The Sound of Music, ensure that you've listened to the music from The Sound of Music. If you're auditioning for one of the 7 Von Trapp children, look at the songs in the musical that the children will sing. Practice them, listen to them, you'll find them on YouTube. It can be most helpful. Really try to avoid going to an audition where you are flying blind, where you do not know what to expect. Sometimes this will happen. Sometimes you'll go to an audition and they will provide the material, and that's unavoidable. But if you're going auditioning for a specific play or musical, or it may be a TV program, you will be emailed a script. So do look at the script and go prepared.
Tip number 2.
Tip number 2. Make a good impression. Any professional company that is auditioning children will ordinarily do a warm-up, invite all of the children to take part in a quick warm-up or a quick activity that will help everyone feel comfortable and relaxed. Use this time to get to know other people, to find out some of the other children's names, what people like, what they don't like, and really just try and have fun and relax and take your mind somewhere else, out of the situation, even if it's just for 5 or 10 minutes before the audition actually starts. The second thing is, at some point you will be asked your name, perhaps your date of birth. Speak loud, speak clearly, speak slowly. Don't rush this. It's an opportunity for you to give your details and for the auditionees to hear your voice and perhaps see a little bit of your personality as well. There's nothing worse than auditioning children and the children are standing on stage with their head down and they're not making eye contact and they're mumbling. To stand out, you must smile and be friendly. People will be friendly and approachable to you. You offer the same etiquette in return. And in doing this, this will put you in really good favour. We all get nervous, but if a casting director has, 50 children to see in one day, he will most likely remember those children who can smile and who can speak confidently and speak clearly, because it's nice to work with people like that. Think of it like if you are anxious or upset, it's not nice for someone to have to witness someone being anxious, nervous and upset. It's much nicer to be around someone who is smiling and feeling happy and relaxed, because then it makes the auditionees feel happy, smiley and relaxed.
Tip number 3.
This one's a bit of a given, but dress appropriately. So if you are going to a dance audition, don't go wearing a dress and tights. If you can, wear leggings, loose clothing. If you have jazz shoes, character shoes, ballet shoes, whatever, take them with you. Always take some water with you. Sometimes auditions can be a full day of waiting around for recalls. So always take some good snacks with you. Take your iPad, some music to listen to, something to read, something that will take your mind away from the audition that you perhaps have an hour and a half or 2 hours to wait for.
Tip number 4.
Tip number 4 is follow instructions and listen carefully to what you are being asked. If you are asked to everyone goes stage right or everyone goes stage left after they have delivered their song or their poem or their monologue, then follow the instructions, listen carefully. You can imagine if you're a casting director and you're seeing lots and lots of children, it makes it much easier if every child listens carefully and follows instructions. Granted, we all make mistakes, but if you can, try to avoid that by just listening carefully to what is being asked of you.
Tip number 5.
Dealing with rejection. Frankly, get over it and move on. There will be times when you will audition and you will not be the right height, you might not have the right colour hair, you may not look the part, you may not sound the part. We all have had bad auditions, bad experiences. You look back on and you think, oh, that was just awful. But it happens to us all. It happens to the most professional, the most successful actors in the industry. We've all been there. Just put it behind you and just move on, because at some point, the more auditions that you do, the more experienced you'll become, and the likelihood is at some point you will land the part or the role that you really want. And it is so difficult when you have your heart set on something and you've been practicing for a long time and you don't get the part, but somebody else does or a friend of yours does. Then just take it on the chin, just move on with it. It's a learning experience.